I think at one level, some people might accuse you of being so committed to atheism that you'd never be willing to countenance any evidence that might lend support to a creator behind the universe. So I'm just interested, what sort of evidence could science or the physical universe present to you that would make you think, actually, that is evidence that there's a mind behind this?
I find that a very difficult question. If I were looking in the Bible for evidence, heaven forbid, I would expect to see maybe increase in entropy is equal to Q reversible divided by temperature. And that is,
if there was literally an equation in the Bible,
equation
like
in
that.
the Bible, rather than all this wishy-washy, elastic writing that pervades.
Right. So if there was something like that they discovered in the Bible,
then I think it was probably a forgery.
Well, exactly. The problem is, would it actually make you?
No.
I mean, is there anything from is there any kind of evidence in the universe that could make? I mean, if the stars lined up to spell, Peter, please believe in me, it's about time.
I put it down to madness.
You put it down to
personal madness.
Right.
Yeah.
It sounds like, Peter, that there's no evidence that will persuade you away from atheism.
Well, to be honest, I think that's probably the case.
In that sense, do you even have an evidence-based view if you're actually committed to atheism a priori?
Well, I'm predicting that there will be no such evidence. That's not quite the same thing as being committed to it a priori. I can't.
But you've said there's no evidence that would persuade you otherwise.
I think it's much more likely that I would have gone mad than such evidence would have been provided.
Right. So in principle, it's impossible to ever persuade you that God exists.
I didn't quite say that, but.
Well, what would persuade you?
I can't conceive of. I suppose even if I died and was confronted with St. Peter saying, "Welcome to heaven," I'd probably think I was dreaming.
Would you? That leads me on to my next question.
If I were dead,
would you want it to be true? I mean, do you want God to exist in any shape or form? Would you be pleasantly surprised if you woke up on the other side of death
and found a life of eternal bliss? Of course, there's a play by Bernard Shaw, isn't there? Is it Man and Superman?
Yes, maybe.
Heaven is found to be so boring that they ask to go down to hell for a bit of fun.
Well, I mean, it feels fair to ask you the same question, but in your case, what would make you lose your belief in God and Christianity?
Well, I don't think any belief system is really of any value if it can't be proven wrong. How can you be right if there's no way you can be proven wrong? And so, for example, if I were confronted
sorry, I had to interrupt there. I'm not being proved wrong. I'm successively being proved right. That's what I'm after.
Yeah, but you can't conceive any way in which you could be proved wrong. That's the end. It's unfalsifiable in that sense, your system. Isn't that fair to say, from what you've said?
Not quite. I think I take a positive view that progressive proof of being right is not quite the same as
being unfalsifiable.
Unfalsifiable.
Yeah, but from what I understand, your position is unfalsifiable, but I would argue mine is. So, for example, if I was
I'm sure it is.
Well, it's falsifiable. Yes.
I mean, a belief system isn't worth anything if it's not falsifiable.
I disagree, but go ahead.
Okay. Well, if you were to show me incontrovertible evidence that the universe had no beginning, that would be catastrophic to my Christian faith. If you could show me that we humans
had a beginning, so that doesn't. I'm not concerned to do that.
Okay. Well, likewise, if we were to show that we humans were not exceptional compared to all life, that would be catastrophic to my Christian faith.
But we are exceptional in the sense that we can reflect upon the nature of the world and invent the concept of God.
This is evidence for what the Bible declares. The Bible declares that we are exceptional. Likewise, the resurrection. If the resurrection
we'll have you converted by the end of the show, by the sounds of it.
Yeah, we might.
It's been really fun. Thank you both. We are going to have to unfortunately draw it to a close, and it would have been fun to